ワウワウは年間500本以上の映画をノーカットに放送。さらにスポーツ、音楽などのスペシャルプログラムもますます。
ただみの方お断り。ワウワウ見るならフリーダイヤル3-80805。さあワウワウ5チャンネル。
What is going on, people? We are live right now on Collect All Monsters. Yes. Oh my God. Part 3 of the Conversations with African Americans, Kaiju fans, and collectors stream. The third year we've been doing this. Oh my God. Oh, wow. So thank you for everybody that is here in the chat. Oh my God. We really do appreciate you being here. We're kicking off an awesome set of shows on Collect All Monsters starting this weekend. Basically, for the next 3 weekends, Collect All Monsters is going to give you some great entertainment. Starting with this show, next weekend we got the Winter Wonder Festival show in Japan, and our very own fearless leader Kyle Young. He's going, and he's going to provide some awesome coverage there. The weekend after that is going to be our episode of February, our February episode of Collect All Monsters. So we're going to keep y'all highly entertained for the next 3 weekends, starting with this show right here. So you already know who I am, Leslie P. Chambers, on behalf of Collect All Monsters. Yes. So let me do my Steve Harvey thing and introduce my awesome co-hosts that wanted to be here, and I'm glad they are here. First and foremost, a great, awesome content creator. You see her pretty much almost every Sunday on with Chill with Kaiju Kim, the one and the only Miss Kaiju Kim. How you doing, Miss Kaiju Kim?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. How's everyone else?
Awesome. Doing good.
Good. Awesome. Thanks for having me. I just want to say hi to Michael Hamilton in the chat. Oh, the children. Yes. If you watch my show, you'll get it.
Yeah, that's a Gamma reference, you know, it's a Gamma reference. Nothing wrong with Gamma. Even the latest show ones, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. But thank you, Kim. I really do appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
Next, one of the great co-hosts of the Monsters with Attitude show, and he has his own show here on YouTube, Godzilla Train 1090. Adrian Settle, how you doing, good sir? Welcome back.
What's up, Kaiju family? How y'all doing today?
All right.
And of course, don't forget to get your copy of Kaiju Ramen 6 and 7.
Yay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for being here. Marcellus just disappeared. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure he'll come back. He better come back. I booked him for his show. Now, let me. All right. Until we get Marcellus back, one of the other awesome co-hosts on Collect All Monsters. You know him, you love him. MyKaiju.com. Photographer extraordinaire, the one and only John Ruffin. How you doing, good sir?
It's great to be here, Leslie. Thanks for inviting me. Your words are too kind. It's great to be with you all. Another stream that we can do together. Hi, everybody. Hope you're well. It's cold here in Philly, and I know it's colder, a lot of places around the country today.
Oh yeah, it is cool.
Yes,
it is. It is cool. It is cool. Cooler. It is cooler than a polar bear's toenails. That's how cold it is outside. You know what I'm saying? But again, thank you, John, for being here. And last and certainly but not least, one of the most awesome collectors in our community, and recently has come into his own as an awesome builder and painter of Kaiju model kits. A motivational speaker. He's a pastor. He's an inspiration to us all. Really, the one and the only Marcellus Winters. How you doing, Marcellus?
What's happening, y'all? What's happening? I think I clicked out just so I can get, so I can be last. But I'm excited, man. It's always an honor being here, man. I never say no to this. I enjoy it. Let's get started. Let's roll with this.
Now, before we get started, let me do a couple things. And Donald Gulley Jr. from the Sci-Fi Nerds, he was supposed to be here, but unfortunately he got called into work, so he won't be here. So Donald, if you're out there, we're doing next year. We're doing next year, but we understand that priorities. You got to do what you have to do. But we're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss your presence here. But again, next year for sure. And Diego Doom, he's normally on these shows, but he had to take care of some personal businesses with his family, so he can't be here. So we're gonna miss you, Diego. Whatever. So hopefully we can get y'all back. I try to reach out to Goji Franklin. But I couldn't get up with him. So maybe we can get everybody here come next year, because this is going to be a yearly tradition as long as I can help it. And again, thank you so much for everybody for being here. Let me check the chat before we go into the topics at hand. Of course, Michael Hamilton. What's up, Michael? My beautiful wife, Sandra. Hey, babe, I know you're downstairs. There you go.
Hi, Sandra.
Johnny Cock, or Johnny, Johnny Coke. I didn't mean to say it like that. And we have a lady and a pastor here, the Lord. He's not through with me yet. I'm sorry.
Not even 10 minutes and you're already going out.
I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, Mr. Johnny. Of course, Sam, Oscar Solis, Patrick Bishop, Tim Alton, Joey Chapman, Eric Stoke. What's going on, Eric? Fanciest of cats. Nathaniel Plummer. Let's see who else. Greg Better. So again, thank y'all so much for being here. And of course, the reason why we're here is, of course, to celebrate Black History Month. And I want to get my fellow African American collectors together and talk about why we love being in this awesome fandom, why we love watching these movies, why we love going to G-Fest, why we love being on YouTube with video projects, why we love being a part of this fandom. So I want to wish a happy Black History Month to all my awesome co-hosts here. I want to wish a happy Black History Month to everybody that's watching in the chat right now. Really do appreciate it. I'll give you all a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so we're going to cover just a few things for the 2 hours that we got you here. Again, thank you so much for being here. So let's start off the gate. I asked my co-host a question before we got up here, because this question was kind of like a loaded question, quite frankly. So basically, again, we're fans, but it starts with the movies first. Like before we became collectors, before we became content creators, we were a fan of the movies first. It starts with the movies and it ends with the movies. Now, we're going to go around the room and tell you our top 10 favorite Godzilla films. Now, this is just from our personal individual perspectives. Not every list is going to be the same, but this just to show you that different people from different walks of life can come together and still have a great conversation. All right, so here's how we're going to do it. Again, Kim, you can go first, then Adrian, then Marcellus, then John, then myself, and then to have me having me interject here, we'll just pass it on to the next person. All right, our top 10 favorite Godzilla films. And of course, people in the chat, if you want to let your voices be heard and answer the question yourselves in the chat to get some conversations going, you're more than welcome to do so. Also, let me give a huge shout out and thank you to Kyle Yount. He is producing the show. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you doing that, because in a couple of days he'll be heading off to the land of the rising sun, and in a few months he's going to be going there permanently. I ain't gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I had to get that out. But thanks, Kyle. We'll do appreciate it. All right. Your top 10 favorite Godzilla films. Start with number 10. What you got, Kaiju Kim?
All right. So my number 10 is Godzilla Final Wars.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you got, Adrian? What's your number 10?
Number 10 is kind of switching back and forth, but right now number 10 is going to be Godzilla versus Hedorah or Godzilla versus the Smog Monster.
Yes.
Whatever title you want to use. Marcellus?
Mine is going to definitely be Godzilla versus Megaguirus.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And mine would be Godzilla versus Gigan.
Okay. All right. My number 10 is, of course, the most popular film, arguably, in the franchise, 1962's King Kong versus Godzilla. That's my number 10. All right, what's your number 9, Kaiju Kim?
My number 9 is Godzilla versus Biollante.
All right.
All right, Adrian.
Number 9 is gonna be Godzilla King of the Monsters. Marcellus?
Which one?
Which
What one?
56 or 2019?
2019.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep.
Number 9 is going to be Godzilla versus Kong, 1962.
Right.
It's 2021, but whatever.
My number 9 is Godzilla versus King Ghidorah.
Ooh,
Okay. Again, I want to apologize to my wife right now. I know you're watching, and please don't make me sleep out on the couch tonight. But it's in the top 10. But I have to be honest here, and I love you, I really do. But number 9 is GMK. I'm so sorry. It's GMK.
Wait, if you listen closely, you can hear her signing divorce papers right now.
She even said in the chat, I'm on my way upstairs right now. Oh God, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight, fellas. Oh God, here we go. All right, what's your number 8, Kaiju Kim?
All right, my number 8 Godzilla film is Godzilla 1985 or Return of Godzilla, whichever film you want to pick. All right, Adrian, you're up.
Hold on, one question. Which one you like better, the Japanese version or the American version?
I mean, I grew up with the American version, but the Japanese version is usually the better one. Usually.
Okay, I can respect that.
I agree. Mm-hmm. Good choice.
All right, for number 8, this one's a little bit newer too. I'm gonna have to say Shin Godzilla is number 8.
Adrian, come on.
Okay.
My number 8 is going to be Son of Godzilla. I just like Kamanga.
Hey.
And it makes you cry.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, bro.
It's getting up higher on my list every year. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, 1993, is my number 8.
Okay, celebrating anniversary this year.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 8 is, and I want to apologize to Kyle Young and David Dopko, because he's in the chat too. What's up, David? What's up, Kyle? I'm sorry, but what did I miss? Well, you didn't miss much knowing what I'm about to say, but again, like what I just tried to explain with Sandra with GMK with number 9, it's still in the top 10, but still number 8. Godzilla versus Monster Zero. That's my number 8.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 7, what you got, Kaiju Kim?
All right, my number 7 is Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019.
Number 7 for me is going to be Godzilla versus Gigan.
All right, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's good.
Number 7 for me is going to be Shin.
Okay.
It's in there now, John.
We can do better, but that's all right. Mine is what Kim mentioned, but mine is just number 7, Godzilla 1984.
Okay.
My number 7 is Godzilla versus Biollante. I love that film. I think that film is the best made film from the Heisei series, hands down. All right. What's your number 6?
My number 6 is Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2 from 93.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Good choices.
Number 6 for me is going to be the original Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
You can do better, but that's good.
God almighty.
Y'all gonna hate me on this one.
Uh-oh.
My 6 is Destroy All Monsters.
Okay.
But God damn. Mine is Leslie's, but number 6, Godzilla versus Biollante.
Yep. All right, number 6, and this is a film you don't hear too often in top 10s, but I love this film anyway, and I grew up with the film, I'm sure like a lot of y'all did, and I'm not gonna make no apologies for this, but my number 6 is Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. Love that film.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yes,
I can
yes,
respect
yes,
That's a good
yes.
man.
Even though Godzilla looked like he's under the influence of something, like
Yep.
They must be pretty sleep to rock the film.
good God. And the eyes got bigger in Son of Godzilla. I'm like, again, were you hanging out with Rick James before you came to this island? Like, all right, what's number 5, Kaiju Kim?
All right, my number 5 is Godzilla versus Megalon.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I love that film.
Number 5 for me is going to be Terror of Mechagodzilla.
Oh yes, Lord Jesus.
My number 5 is Godzilla versus Gigan.
All right.
Okay.
Get it?
See, Adrian, we here. My number 5 is Tom, Terror Mechagodzilla.
My man.
Yeah. Tough choices, but yeah.
All right, my number 5 is 1974's Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla.
Right.
Love that film.
Yes. It's higher. It's good.
All right, what's your number 4? What's your foe?
My number 4 is Ghidorah, the three-headed monster.
Oh yeah, that should have been in my top 10.
What? It's not? Hey, you know what? You know what? This is perfect. John, we can do better, can't we? We can do better.
Oh, no.
Just saying.
It's just too many to go through in your head. You know? Wow.
All right, Adrian, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. And of course, remember everybody, the list is fluid.
Okay.
Fluid. Number 4, and again, my top 4 legit changes all the time, but right now, number 4 is Mothra versus Godzilla. Don't do that, Leslie.
My number
All right,
4.
I'm going to deactivate Leslie.
It's all right.
It's gonna be Monster Zero.
All right. It's a classic. Yeah. And my number 4 is what Leslie already mentioned. I grew up on this, like it seemed like it was on every weekend, but now I call it Eberhard, Horror of the Deep. That movie's just, that's my go-to Godzilla movie. When I just don't want to feel sad or that's the one. It's all right. Leslie.
My number 4, and actually, you know what? Kim and I, we were on the same page. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. That's my number 4. I love that film. Really do. All right, what's number 3?
My number 3 is King Kong versus Godzilla, 1962.
Awesome. Wow.
Oh wow.
Number 3 is going to be GMK.
That's what I'm talking about.
My number 3 is Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, the cosmic monster.
Oh, about to say, can you know it's like 14 of them? So which one is it?
1974.
Okay.
My next 3, it's like Adrian said, the list is fluid. And this is tough for me, but it's Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 1974 is my number 3.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. My number 3. Before I get to mine, Adrian Sandra said yes and GMK. So if you ever make it to North Carolina, she'll bake you a pie. Okay. Her pies are awesome. Like her sweet potato pie is to die for. Really.
Can I change my answer because I want pie too?
You got it. Number 3, this may be a controversial one, and why it's high up on my list, whatever, or why it's high on the list. But I still love this film, despite its flaws, despite its problems, despite its inaccuracies and giant leaps in logic. And I think you probably know where I'm going with this. And I'm sorry, because this film is not really on the high end side of the producer of this show, and hopefully he doesn't cancel my screen out when I say this. But my number 3 is what John said earlier, 1991's Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah.
Oh, right.
I love that film.
It
I
is.
love that film. I really do.
It is a great film.
All right, what's your number 2?
All right. My number 2 is Gojira, the original, 1954.
Okay. Number 2 for me is Godzilla versus Biolante.
All right.
Violante.
Lapa.
It's fluid, right, Adrian?
Yes, it's fluid.
Y'all about to do.
Woo! I don't want to say this movie because I like it. I really don't care because you got my resume already.
It's Godzilla versus Kong,
All right.
2019,
Oh wow.
2021. I love that movie, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That movie was just dope. I love it. The new Kong versus new Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Makes sense. My number 2 is, this is tough, but and again it flips and goes back and forth, and I'm going to flip them now. Just for personal reasons. The original, Shodai Godzilla 54 is my number 2. Tough. Leslie.
My number 2 is, again, I love this film, and it's problematic just like King Ghidorah is, but I cannot bring myself to hate this film despite the flaws. 1972's Godzilla vs. Gigan. I love that. I love that thing so much. I really do. Now, I'm sure everybody knows what our number 1 is, but we're going to tell you anyway. So go ahead, Kaiju Kim.
All right. My number 1 Godzilla film is Godzilla 2000, specifically the American cut.
Awesome.
Nice.
Next.
So I gotta be super clear with Leslie because we fight about this subject all the time about which
Here
movie
we go.
is better. And Godzilla 1985 is my favorite movie.
Eric gonna love me on this one. Definitely Terra Mecha Godzilla.
All right.
All right.
And I'm going to say this before I get my number 1, which most may know already. Are your number 1 Godzilla movies because you grew up with, or the thing that the first Godzilla movie you saw, the one that most impressionable on you, perhaps?
Well, I guess for me, it's a combination of those two things because it's the first Godzilla movie I saw on the big screen, like the first real Godzilla film, anyway.
Okay.
And it's also like the perfect Godzilla movie. It's got like hints of Showa and Heisei in there. It's just like kind of mixed all together. It's beautiful. I love it.
Fantastic.
I would say mine is because Mecha Godzilla was a mechanical Scarface.
Interesting. I never looked at it that way.
Gangsta.
Yeah, he was gangster. Adrian, why 1985, if I can ask?
Well, if you notice the trend in my top 4, I love Evil Godzilla. And to me, Godzilla is just the most menacing in that movie, in my opinion.
Over 84.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is because it's so personal, because it's tied to an experience I had, Shin Godzilla.
Yep.
Again, for those who don't know, John was in Japan during the Fukushima disaster. Again, he was there witnessing the events that inspired Shin Godzilla in the first place. So it'd be no different if you came across somebody who lived through the Lucky Dragon number 5 incident or the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Anybody that was fortunate enough to live through those incidents that inspired the original Gojira. That's what basically John is to Shin Godzilla, And we had a discussion about this when we were talking about our favorite gigantic versions of Shin in our collection. And even though that's his favorite, I think I speak for John when I say this, that it's a film he doesn't really enjoy, like in terms of entertainment, but it just resonates with him more because he was there when it happened, So basically, Shin Godzilla is a cinematic response to what happened with that disaster over there, and to have him over there again, Kim. Again, I know you're going to relaunch your show real soon, and again, if you tackle Shin Godzilla again or whatever, have that man John Ruffin on your show because again, he's a fountain of knowledge when it comes to Shin. Trust me.
Wow.
I highly recommend it.
I do too.
All right. I'll keep you in mind.
Oh, let's see. My number one. I mean, you already know. Man. You already know.
It's all Monsters Attack, right?
Yeah. I do love that film. I'm not going to apologize for that. I do love that film. But we can all say it together. 1, 2, 3. Mothra versus Godzilla. And I guess the reason why I love that film because again, I saw that film like early on when I was growing up. I think when I was a teenager, really, I saw my first Godzilla film, Megalon, when I was a kid, 4 years old. I think I saw Mothra vs. Godzilla when I was in my high school years in the mid 90s, and it's just I can't put my finger on it. The look of Godzilla, the score, the story, it just hits me on a level that all the other Godzilla films don't. And I love all the other Godzilla films, with the exception of the anime trilogy and a couple, whatever. But that movie, Mothra vs. Godzilla, it just, one of the greatest, like what Albert said, but like what David Dopko has said over and over and over again, because that's his favorite movie too. Like it just, everything came together with the filmmakers, Tsuburaya, Ifukube, Tanaka, Honda, Nakajima for his part as Godzilla, because he's really the only suit actor in the film, because the Mothra props were basically props. They weren't like people in suits. So Nakajima really carries the movie by himself, and he's the villain. So it's just all those things. I can't put my finger on it. But again, that movie just touches me more so than all the other Godzilla films. As a film that Godzilla ends up losing at the end, but I still love the death, and I still defend it, So that's why I love Mothra vs. Godzilla. Now, let's do a few word association. Just a couple. I don't have that many, but just a couple. Then we move on to our first topic. All right, just say the first thing that comes to your mind. No different than what we just did with the top 10 favorite Godzilla films. Okay, all right. In your opinion, which Godzilla design or which Godzilla is the best fighter?
I guess we'll start with me then.
Yes.
Yep.
The best fighter. Well, what immediately comes to mind for me is the Final Wars Godzilla, because the suit is like nice and slim, and you can see them. So I think that's the best one for that. Next,
I'm going to say 1975 Godzilla, because he took out Mega Godzilla and Titanosaurus.
Yes, he did.
That is a good point.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
Gotta say, 2021. Yo, he went down on all fours throwing down.
Bruh, come on now. I see how this conversation is going to be going. You know what? Look at John. Even John can't argue with that. Look at him. Look at John.
Well, hands down, 74. When he turned himself into a magnet, his superpower, it was the best. That was the height of all Godzilla fights, as far as I'm concerned. 75 was no joke, to take down Titanosaurus and Mecha was epic, but it was something about that moment, and he was in his boxing shape. I mean, and that's what's nice about the Final Wars Godzilla. It's kind of a nice throwback to the Showa.
Absolutely. Let's see, my favorite, the first thing that comes to mind, I'm going to go with 73. I just think he's the best fighter. And think about it. He comes to the battlefield doing the MMA walking stance like the fighters do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go with 73. I think he's the best fighter. All right. Who is your favorite Gargantua?
What? Oh, they're both. I guess Sanda's nicer, so I guess I'll go with him.
Man.
Can't have a movie without a great villain, Gyra.
Okay.
All right, we're split.
Definitely Gyra. That's hands down Gyra.
And I would normally say Sanda, but the way I'm feeling right now.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
I'm done. I mean, trying to save humanity. Maybe we need to all just go away.
You know what? That's a good point. I changed my answer to Gyra.
Leslie.
I mean, you already know. Like Gyra, he's my boy. He's my boy. Y'all say villain, I say misunderstood. I mean, just the way how you look at it. I mean, he's a meat eater that wants his privacy. So that's how I look at it. And I'm justifying the crap out of that right now because I know y'all not buying it. I just love him that much. I'm sorry. In my opinion, the greatest kaiju villain of all time. The greatest kaiju villain.
Ever. No conscience.
All right. What is your favorite version of Super X?
Ooh, favorite version of Super X. Let's see. I think I want to go with maybe the original because it has the best music.
Yeah.
The best language.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
See, and then that's what my answer is because Super X2 has the best music to me. And I mean, come on, the fire mirror. Come on, guys.
That is cool too.
Yeah, I agree with Adrian.
Yeah.
The second one, definitely.
And I would never go with 3 because it should be destroyed.
Yeah,
they all have to go down. And 2 is
What in the world?
I'm going with 1 because it's fun.
And that rhymes.
All right, so we're split 2 for 1 and 2 for 2. I'm sorry, Kim and John. I'm going with 2. I'm going with Super X2. But I will say that out of all of them, I think Super X2 is probably the weakest one because it gets destroyed pretty quickly. Really.
Yeah.
You know, but I do like that one the most because that one seemed like it was specifically designed to fight Godzilla because of that fire mirror. You know, and it can go in the water. It can do, and it's like the first drone basically. Yeah. So I will go with Super X2. All right, what is your favorite female kaiju?
Biollante, hands down. She's my favorite.
I'm actually gonna go with Mothra.
I like Biollante. Definitely.
This won't be a tie, Biollante. For sure.
Yeah.
Something about those G cells. Give me that Godzilla DNA.
I guess I'm the only one that's going to step outside the Godzilla universe. I'm going with Legion on this one.
Oh yeah,
I was thinking about Legion actually.
Legion is good too.
and Eric said it right as right. Eric, said as soon as I said it. So hey, Eric, we here. Even though you got a beard that stretches to the floor, and I ain't got nothing right now. So, all right. What is your favorite Godzilla offspring? What's your favorite version of his son?
Definitely from '93, Baby Godzilla. He's the mascot for Chill with Kaiju Kim, so he's my favorite.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Gonna have to say Godzilla Jr.
Well, Baby grows up to be Junior, so that kind of counts.
I don't know. I like Minya. I like, especially in '68 when he stood up on Ghidorah at the end. It was like he finally got his little fire together. I don't know. I like.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I like Minya. He had personality too. So
that's a sentence you don't hear too often in this fandom. I like Mania.
Right. And he made me cry. He made me cry for years. So.
Ain't nothing wrong with liking Mania. Ain't nothing wrong with that. John, what you got?
Now about Minya, I had never heard this before, but I saw it last week. That there was, Godzilla from like 73 on. Was that Minya or something like that? I've just heard some weird theories. Mm-hmm. The 70s Godzilla was an incarnation of Minya. I'm going outside the box. I'm going with Godzuki.
You go
Godzuki?
Is that all?
I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either.
I mean, it kind of counts because it's his nephew.
Right.
It's his nephew. I mean, I'm gonna give you that. I'm not contesting that. I wasn't expecting that. Like, look at my face. I'm like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it's a little different. We neglect Godzuki.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Right,
we
Sam.
do.
Right.
Even though his voice sounds like somebody's taking a dump, but you know.
That cartoon came at a time where it was starting to get a little famine. Godzilla was starting to disappear.
Yeah. But I hated when that beeper thing wouldn't work and they had to rely on him to call him like, no, don't. And if I'm Godzilla, if I'm here, that I'm like, I'm not going anywhere near that. What is that?
I need Satan.
There you go. Oh God, we're having too much fun right now, but that's the point of this show, quite frankly. And I my go-to answer would be Minya, and that's what me and my wife have. We haven't gotten arguments into it, but every now and then she would tell me like, I don't know what you see in that turd. I'm like, I really don't. That's why when I watch a Godzilla film, I can't watch Son of Godzilla. I can't watch Destroy All Monsters. I can't watch Godzilla's Revenge unless she sleep and she can't hear him go. You know. But actually, you know what? My favorite offspring, and this may be kind of unorthodox. But I actually like Little Godzilla from '94.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I actually like him. I really do. I mean, I know some folks have a bone of contention with him, and they don't like Space Godzilla because of Little Godzilla. But I thought he was cool. You know, I mean, but when you look at the offspring, right? You know, you can tell that baby Godzilla grows up into Godzilla Jr. But that little dip in the middle is like, really? That's the natural evolution of that?
Really? Yeah.
Like, Kim, back me up on that. Like,
yeah, I agree with you 100%. I'm like, that was kind of a weird progression there. I don't hate it, but it's just kind of weird.
Yeah. So that really, you know, I love Little Godzilla. I'm not going to apologize for it. All right. And I asked this question a few months ago when I did, you know, Kaiju of the 60s with David Abdotko, Michael Hamilton, and I'm Eric Stoke, right? But I'm going to ask you all here. Of course, you know, you have the 60s, you know, Kaiju films, you know, Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, all the good stuff. You have the Golden Age, which, you know, starts from 61 to maybe 65. Then you have the Silver Age from 66 to the rest of the 60s. So in your opinion, which side do you enjoy more, the Golden Age or the Silver Age? Go ahead, Kim.
I'm just gonna say, I don't know. This is a tough one. You said the Silver Age is like
the Silver Age is you know, because the Golden Age is considered like Mothra, King Kong versus Godzilla, Mothra versus Godzilla, Ghidorah, Monster Zero, Frankenstein conquers the world, right? Then you have the Silver Age. You know, we have Ultra Q, Ultraman, Sea Monster, the Damagen trilogy, Gamera vs. Baragon, Son of Godzilla, Ultra 7, Destroy All Monsters, Godzilla's Revenge. But which side you like more, the Golden Age or the Silver Age? The earlier 60s or the later 60s?
All right, I'm gonna have to go with the Golden Age. Yeah, I like more of the Godzilla films from that age and stuff. So yeah.
I'm gonna have to say the Golden Age. I definitely go back to Mothra vs. Godzilla, Invasion of the Astro Monster, and Mothra more than I do everything in the Silver Age. So I'm gonna have to say Golden Age.
66 falling to what?
Silver.
Silver Age then. I mean, wherever Water Gargantua's fall, that's the age. It can be bronze, it can be the pink age, the green age, the gold age. It can be a dollar age.
All right. I'm all silver. You know, but
what? Really?
Yeah, wow. 64 forward from Ghidra the Three-Headed Monsters.
Yeah.
Straight to, Ebra is like everything. And then, Godzilla's Revenge and, all in there. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I would do Golden Age. Even though I have a lot of stuff that I love in the Silver Age. Ultra 7, Water Gargantuous, Sea Monster, Destroyer Monster, whatever. Gamma versus Gauss, Gamma versus Gauss, Gamma versus Barugon. Like, come on. Like, I have so much in the Silver Age. I love the Silver Age. But I got to go with the Golden. It can't top Invasion of Astro Monster. It can't top Mothra versus Godzilla. It can't top Ghidra Three-Headed Monster. The Silver Age comes just a little bit close to it, but slightly. It's the Golden Age. All right, what is your favorite space kaiju? Who is your favorite space kaiju?
My favorite space kaiju. Let's see. I didn't study for this question. I was going to say Biontech, but it doesn't really count because she goes up into space, but then she comes back down. But that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
That does not count. Ghidorah. He's a space kaiju.
There you go.
There we go. That's what I'm going with.
This is gonna be blasphemous, but actually I'm gonna say Space Godzilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mecha Godzilla don't really count because they from space, but they built him. They didn't build him in space, right?
Space titanium.
He comes from space.
Yeah,
Outer
space.
Mecha Godzilla 75.
Yeah, all right. Now
There
this
you
is
go. There you go with that semantics, Marcellus. Talking about what they built him on Earth. They built him on Earth, boy. They got time, man. They got time for that. Come on, man.
Everybody else flew in. They had a whole plane ticket. They were booked for Earth. He just.
I never knew Mechagodzilla as a space kaiju, so I get why Marcellus had that process.
In case you
titanium.
Yes.
In case
I can't argue with this. Well, okay.
In case you don't know, like at a black cookout, there's always that one person that got to bring nothing, but they leave 14, 15 plates. That's Marcellus. That's him. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't you do that. You hear me? Hey, I'm looking at you. Don't you do that. Oh, God. John, what you say? What did you say?
Now, it could be the chicken. It could have been Mecha. But I got to go with Hedorah. He's got a little bit of stardust,
Okay.
Hey. Because I feel bad leaving Godzilla versus Hedorah out of my top 10. And, Ghidorah could have made it too. I'm really upset that I left him out, but there was no room left in the end. Leslie, how about you?
King Ghidra, hands down. I enjoy 91 and I love GMK, but give me the space demon origin of the monster. Like, don't make him no Dorat, don't make him no Guardian monster, don't make him into a futuristic mecha, which I do love. But I love the planet destroying demon from 64, Monster Zero, all that good stuff. So give me Ghidorah. That's my favorite space monster.
Good choice.
All right. In your opinion, which film deserves more love than it gets? What Godzilla film, deserves more love than it gets, in your opinion?
There's a few that pop into my mind immediately. I think All Monsters Attack deserves a little more love. Because I feel like too many people will just crap on that film just because it's loaded with stock footage, but it's still like fun and entertaining, I think it's underrated.
100.
That's fair.
100.
That's fair.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Mechagodzilla because Mechagodzilla does not get any love whatsoever.
I know.
Yes. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yo, that's
Eric Stope. You're one of those people. He knows it. He's out there. Eric Stope is like, I like Mechagodzilla, but the movie,
oh my God.
I want to throw a loaf of bread in his face so bad when he says that. Like Megan Garris is great.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. I mean, I watch the movie all the time, and it was after I seen 2000. That was like the first Millennium movie I saw. Was that when Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla came out? You know, I didn't know that line was out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I just loved that movie. I did. I loved that movie. I thought the fight scenes was good. I just loved it. I love that movie. I do. And they don't give it no love.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah. I would have said Godzilla versus Gigan, but Mechagodzilla, man, I don't know. I love that movie. So, what you think, John?
I would have said Godzilla's Revenge. I've just come to adore it more and more because it's like, and I've heard this before, I'm just repeating it, but it's like reliving your childhood love for Godzilla, you know, and remembering every movie, you know, that you loved the most, or Godzilla's fight scenes and sequences, but also dealing with an important issue of bullying and things like that. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go with Ebra, you know, Godzilla versus Sea Monster, because Godzilla wasn't supposed to be in the film, but it's a really wonderful. It's so Gilligan's Island and so many other things.
It's great.
That is just fun, you know. And I love the sound, the music, and everything.
Soundtrack.
You know, and it's underrated and should be appreciated. That was kind of like the Saturday afternoon movie that got plopped in when they didn't want to play the other ones that they may have had.
That's true. That's true.
It did. Yep.
That's true.
Also,
let's see. Mine is a Godzilla film that I think deserves a lot more love than it gets. This may be a controversial one, but I think it's one of the most overlooked entries in the series, and I think people need to go back to it more. And that's Godzilla Raids Again. I think that movie, being sandwiched in between the original iconic 54 and the highly popular King Kong versus Godzilla, it's like two giant skyscrapers, but yet you got a little house that's like, hey, I'm a Godzilla film too. I mean, but you're worried about these two, you know. And granted, it doesn't have the powerful message that the 54 has. It is not as campy and whimsical as King Kong versus Godzilla. But there is a lot to love with Godzilla Raids Again. It really is. It's just give it a chance. I'm not trying to say that you should make it your favorite or one of your favorites, but I think that it's a film that, you know, I just rewatched it not too long ago over a certain reason, right, David? But I watched it and I was like, you know what? This really is a cool film. It really is. So I think a lot of people need to go back to Godzilla Raids Again. And the last rapid fire question before we get into the first topic: what is a kaiju guilty pleasure that you will not apologize for? There's a certain movie, there's a certain moment that a lot of people don't like, but yet you love it and you won't apologize for it. What is that? Kaiju Kim, go.
Godzilla versus Megalon is like kind of a guilty pleasure because, you know, a lot of people, it's one of those films where you either love it and you hate it, and a lot of people hate it. I absolutely love it, and it's like you can't beat the drop kick. Come on, guys.
There you go.
Yep.
You know you love it.
Something that still gets me giddy is in Invasion of the Astral Monster when Godzilla dances. I still love seeing that scene. Every time I watch that, it takes me back to my childhood. So I'm gonna have to say that.
Yep, great moment.
I always love when on Godzilla versus Megalon when he flew off a jet Jaguar's back.
Yeah, that was great.
That was fun.
And when they landed,
that was a great.
It was so dope because as soon as they landed, Jaguar jumped out the way and Godzilla.
Yep.
Oh, I love that part. That's like one of my
that little
favorite parts.
scene was so dope right there.
That scene is dope.
It's always right there.
And to be on set, just the view that they show that is so awesome. The set must have been amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it looks so like scary. I mean, you know, like that's a serious situation.
Right.
Now mine is I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
We all don't like it, but I've come to love it because, like David, our co-host from Cam, have talked about, this is Ken's time. Ken is in a telepathic relationship with Godzilla. He starts off at the beginning of Godzilla versus Smog Monster, and he says, you know, Superman beats them all, but Godzilla beats him because he can fly too.
Yep.
And again, kids rule. At a certain portion of Godzilla movies, it's kid time. It's our imagination.
Right,
It's
right.
good, It's a
That was a
sweet-
cool moment. It was a
Right.
cool moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Wasn't expecting that when I saw it. I'm like, that's different, but I like it.
And the music. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the music makes the scene. It makes the scene.
And
When I hear that music and I see that scene, I'm like, okay, because up until that point, I really thought that Godzilla was going to lose. I thought that Hedge was going to somehow, some way defeat Godzilla, right? But when that moment happens, that music happens, and I hear it, I'm like, oh, Godzilla got this. It's over now. It's cool. It's cool. Because again, that movie did a great job of establishing Hedra as such a dominating threat that even Godzilla cannot take care of. Again, a lot of times I'm sitting here thinking, like, Godzilla, you got to do something. Like he crapped on you literally, and you just gonna let him get away with it. But again, when that moment happens and that music happens, I'm like, oh yeah, he got this in the bag now. Start the buses. It's time to go. It's over. All that good stuff. Let's see. My favorite, or at least my kaiju guilty pleasure, and I'm not gonna apologize for. I actually do love Gamera Super Monster.
Oh wow! All right.
I know a lot of people consider that film as the worst Gamera film, and I'm not going to argue with that, but I love that film, and it's the film that made me a Gamera fan in the first place.
Wow.
Thanks, Kyle, for that. I appreciate that sound effect. But yeah, I love Gamera Super Monster, and I will never ever apologize for that. Never. I love it. I love that funky music that accompanies like the monster footage, kind of like a la Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 74, because when you hear that soundtrack, you like, wait a minute, that's for a Godzilla movie? But at the same time, that's the soundtrack you bump it in your car. You're like, da, 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 I can't be the only one here that has done that.
You're the only one. You're the only one. You're the only one.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. You're good. I got you, Leslie.
Y'all don't bump Godzilla tunes in your car?
All the time.
I do all the time.
Godzilla, definitely.
All the time.
But not Gamera.
Okay. All right. Like, don't leave me out here like that. Come on now. All right. Let's do a couple more topics, then we'll go into the collectibles. We got 3 random collectibles that we want to showcase before we get up out of here in like an hour and change. Again, thank you for everybody for being here. But a lot of things are being celebrated this year in terms of anniversaries. You got Megalon 50, Zone Fighter 50, you got Atricon, Matango 93, Mechagodzilla, Tokyo SOS, of course, Pacific Rim, right? Celebrating 10 years. But let's talk about the big guy that is turning 90 years old. Yes, we're talking about King Kong. And again, John, if you want to sit this one out, I wouldn't blame you, because I know that you and Kong and I don't speak in terms right now.
I'm okay with 33, but after that,
Yeah.
33. But I mean,
But we got 2 rounds of this, rapid fire rounds, just two rounds of this. But what are 2 of your favorite moments involving King Kong? And John, if you want to say how he got put into cardiac arrest by Godzilla in 2021, you can do that. It's up to you. But what are your top 2, at least 2 of your favorite moments involving the 8th wonder of the world, celebrating 90 years this year, the one and only King Kong? Go ahead, Kaiju Kim.
Can I just say the entirety of 33? I mean, because it's just
All
such a
the
good
above.
movie. Like it predates Godzilla, and he just kind of sets the tone for monster films after that. So so the entirety of 33, sorry. And and then the entirety of King Kong versus Godzilla, because that's the first Godzilla movie I ever saw. So that's what I'm going with.
Good choice.
I'm gonna have to agree with Kim on 33. I mean, that movie's just absolute perfection. I love King Kong. I can't wait to talk about it later on this year. It's such a great movie. And for number 2, the love letter that is told to King Kong in the 2005 film, but especially when King Kong fights the V-Rexes. That scene's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That scene. Oh god.
Me and Adrian we be thinking. Because one of mine is definitely when Peter Jackson's that that T-Rex scene was just crazy.
Yes, it was wild.
When during the was it the awards that they give out? I always forget what it's called. The Oscar awards.
The Oscars, yeah.
They had a scene in there for best fight scene that year, and man, I can't remember who won it, but hands down, that fight scene from that movie, man, when he fought them 3 T-Rexes, because it was the first one, then it was the second one. The third one caught you off guard. You was wondering how he was gonna fight them, why he was following, why he holding his chick, going on a date at the same time. This dude was doing it. Oh man, I mean, come on, they'll never get that movie no props. Dude, he was fighting on a date, doing everything at the same time, man, and taking her to get a bath. So, and definitely, I mean, I got to throw this one here a little bit. I love the Kong Skull Island, the whole airplane fight scene. But 1933, man, I don't know what it is about this. When Armstrong gets in front of Bo and he says, "Have you ever heard of Kong?" I don't know what that is. That is just like, it just, every time I think of King Kong, I always think of that moment, because 1933 is just amazing. It was amazing. Everything has tried to, bring parts of that movie out. And I mean, I used to watch that movie when I was a kid, because they used to only play it on Thanksgiving every single year. That was the only time you could see that movie. And nothing tops that, man. I mean, it really doesn't.
It's a classic.
Yeah, it is. It was absolutely. And what they did to make that movie come to life was just, it was absolutely amazing, man. It just was. And then there's, when not to be long, but when they used to show it, they used to take out the scene where Kong came back into when he broke the wall down. He was smashing the people into the ground. They took that out for a long time, because they would not show that. So when I first saw that, I was like, "Yo, he killing people," So yeah, definitely 33 is top. What you got?
So yeah, I have love for 33. Probably the scene in 33 I love the most is with the tree, when he
oh yeah,
that's I love that scene. But my second is a scene that's captured better in the poster than in the movie, is 75 with Kong on the top of the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Epic. Yeah. That's and his kind of like stepchild I really like more than Kong is Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah.
I grew up watching Mighty Joe Young, and I wanted more and more Mighty Joe Young.
Yep, thinking about that one. Popped in my head. Yep.
It's nice that y'all giving so much love to the 33 film. I mean, of course, it is the 90-year celebration of the film, but again, the 90-year celebration of King Kong as a character. That's a long time to be around. You know, just to let you know at some point, and y'all more than welcome. I haven't figured out who's going to be involved with this, but I asked Kyle and Dave to be a part of it. But if y'all want to be a part of this, there's a side discussion I want to do on Collect All Monsters here, where we compare, in honor of Kong's birthday, we're going to compare 1933 King Kong up against 1954 Godzilla. We're going to compare both of those films. Are you fine with that? Y'all fine to come back for that?
No, that's dope.
Now, before I get to my 2 moments, let me ask you one quick question, real quick. And of course, in the chat, you can hear this. If you hear the question, you're more than welcome to pipe in your answers too in the chat. Just say Kong or Godzilla when I ask this question. But in your opinion, which death scene you find more tragic? Kong's death or Godzilla's death?
Wow, now you're being
and I know a lot of y'all are more so Godzilla fans. I get that. But y'all have seen 33, right? But honestly, which death scene really hurt you the most? Godzilla or King Kong? Kong being shot down or Godzilla just disappearing with the whole Serizawa thing going on? Which death scene you find more tragic?
I feel like, I mean, they're both tragic, obviously, but I think I would have to go with Kong, because his death was like it was not his fault. Like these puny little humans come to his house and just mess up his stuff, and then they just shoot him down because he's confused. He doesn't know what else to do. And they bring him to New York, to the strange land. He doesn't know what's going on, and then they just shoot him down when he just trying to find directions. Like, hey, can you help me find this woman? And you're like, no.
You're going into the deep cuts. The deep cut.
I'm gonna agree with Kim. I'm gonna say King Kong because at least in '54, Godzilla was the villain. Humanity's the villain in King Kong. So King Kong.
Yeah.
Yo, I know we're talking about the 33, but it's the 75. Man,
oh my
God!
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you something. Let me tell you why. They blasted him in 75, man. I mean, the first bullets was just like they was blasting him, right? So check this out. Boom, he falls, he dead. They killed him again and Kong lives.
Yep, 86.
There you go.
Yo, he got killed twice. Like, how you die twice? But yeah, man, that scene, and remember at the end, everything was quiet, and you can just hear the heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, the heartbeat.
That got me, man.
That got me too. I was like, oh God.
Yeah, that one was. I don't think nobody died worse than that, man.
Nah. I'm with you on that one. Because I think all of us were Jessica Lange in that moment. Don't kill him!
Right. Listen, we all had to look at the TV. We was like,
I was with her. I was like, don't kill him. You ain't got to kill him. You ain't got to kill him. Because when the copters come in, because I saw this was my first King Kong movie that I ever saw.
Yeah.
Or at least the first solo movie I ever saw. I didn't see 33 till many years after this one.
Wow.
And so when the helicopters come in, because you spot them, but I'm thinking they're gonna bring the nets, right? Because that was the original deal, right? He made the deal for bring the nets, and they was like, they zoom in and you see the guns, and I'm like, no. And then like you said, Marcellus, the first bullet, thought Godzilla bled in 74. It went, and again, she's like, don't kill him!
Right.
Don't kill him! I'm like, yes, don't kill him! It's not his fault!
Man.
Dang it. I'm depressed.
Man, and King Kong lives. As soon as he tacked, man, they just blasted him.
Yeah,
they sprayed him in that one. I was like,
yeah, that was dirty.
Wow. He saw his son get born, though.
At least.
Yeah, for 2 seconds. That's about it.
I ain't no baby daddy.
I'm gonna bring the temperature down a little bit.
Please, thank you very much. Please,
maybe not. Don't thank me yet, because we all, man. This Black History Month, we all know what Kong represents, and that's
boy.
And so that's the other side, and that's kind of why I don't like Kong.
Yeah,
they shot him up real good.
Yeah.
I'm just
awesome point.
New York City. Yeah, camera. I'm gonna do a Linus. Mic, please. Or lights, please. Yeah, we got issues. That's why I love Kong, but I don't love Kong because of what Kong represents. So I'm just being honest.
I get that. Let's see. The answer.
I love that, John. That's
me too.
He be hitting me so many deep points. I'm sorry, it'd be so many deep points he be hitting with, and I'd just be like, wow.
What? Yeah. But the thing about it is, when you think about both scenarios, right? Godzilla, yes, he's more so the villain in his story. But when you really sit down and think about it, Godzilla didn't ask to be created either. He wasn't brought back to the modern world by his free will. So basically, both Kong and Godzilla are victims in their own way. And
that's why that was such a tough question to answer.
Yeah, so if you think about it, and that's why I want to compare both films, like real dig deep into the comparison. Really, their stories in a way kind of mirror each other. How there's misunderstood creatures that both are considered gods in their respective situations, and they both get tragically killed at the end with bad circumstances. But the one that hits me the most is Kong. Like even the 33, like Kong, just seeing him being shot down, it's like, on his island, he's looked upon as like a god.
God.
But in the modern world, he's nothing but like just a big dumb animal that needs to be shot down. It's just sad, really.
Good point.
But my top 2 favorite King Kong moments is my first is from 1967. I love seeing Kong and Mechanic Kong battle on top of Tokyo Tower.
Yeah, that's an awesome moment.
I mean, because we've seen monsters fight in in a city. They trampled each other. The year before with Sanda and Gara, right? They they destroy a city. Angerous Godzilla did the same thing, but we never seen like monsters climb a building and then do battle on top of it. So it was nice. Would have been nice if the battle scene was a little bit longer.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
the visual scene, Mechanic Kong and Kong just like do the ultimate King of the Hill, like boom, and then like boom. And, I love that. And my second moment is coming from 75. 76. Excuse me, 76. I love the scene where the girl is rescued from Kong's capture, and they're making their way back to the wall. And Kong comes bursting out of the daggone. He explodes out the jungle, all pissed off, and he gets to the wall, and he's like in 33, Kong looked like he was like knocking on the door. He was like, right? 75, he was so mad. He was like, wham! Wham! To the point, he punches a hole through the wall. And honestly, if my woman got kidnapped, I would do the exact same thing. So I can't blame Kong for that. Nope. I really can't. So that's my 2 favorite King Kong moments. And again, 90 years old, 90 years, it's going to be fun to see what we may get in terms of, awareness or collectibles as relates to King Kong, because he deserves it. I mean, I think every Godzilla fan should at least acknowledge that at least Kong deserves some credit. Yes, he may not be the monster that Godzilla is, but in a way, we wouldn't have Godzilla if it weren't for Kong. Just being honest.
That's right. No, you're right about it.
Absolutely.
All right. Yep. All right. So now let's go to another film celebrating the anniversary this year. Let's go with Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim. 10 years. And I'm going to give y'all a scenario for you. All right. Because we know about the awesome Jaegers in the film, Gypsy Danger, Striker Eureka, Crimson Typhoon, I don't know, Kanye West Confrontational, some type of weird name. I don't know. But here's the scenario. You can pick one of us, or you can pick somebody in your personal life or your spouse or whatever. But a monster has just come down to wreck your hometown, and you have a fleet full of Jaegers to jump into to defend your town. Which Jaeger are you picking, and who is your partner? Kim, go.
I'm not well versed in Pacific Rim. I've only seen it a couple times, but I guess I choose Gypsy Danger because that name sounds cool. And and you want me to pick a co-pilot? Or am I picking a co-pilot?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It could be anybody. You could pick one of us. You could pick your husband. You could pick one of your best friends, your sister. Who are you picking? Now, mind you, it has to be somebody that's drift compatible, so don't pick one of your angry co-workers because that wouldn't work.
No. I work from home. I don't have any co-workers.
Okay, good.
Let's see. I guess I would either pick my sister or my husband, because my sister can read my mind, but my husband can detect like subtle changes in my facial expression, so he kind of knows what I'm thinking too. So one of those.
That's great. Adrian, what you got?
So for me, it's going to be Gypsy Danger, and it's already in the chat. Eric Stope would be my partner because me and Eric, we always hear somehow. So I'll take me and Eric getting Gypsy Danger.
It would definitely be Eureka Striker, and it would definitely be my wife because she already know all my thoughts, what I be thinking already. So, yeah.
I was laughing because I never saw the whole movie. I don't know any of the characters. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed, but it's true. I can't answer these questions.
I'll tell you what. I'll answer it for you. Knowing you and knowing how you and David like to think alike, y'all on the same wavelength, I can see you and David. You know what? You, David and Kyle are in Crimson Typhoon because that's a
Crimson
year that needs,
Yes.
that needs 3 pilots, and all y'all compatible because all y'all hate the MonsterVerse, so y'all will be do fine.
I can see that.
Oh gosh, I'm embarrassed, but yes, I just never could get into it. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay. I mean, it's a fun kaiju film. Now the second one, oh boy,
It's that bad.
it's not good. I will say that, but the first one is great. Like the first one, in my opinion, is great. And in my opinion, just my opinion, I think because when you think about the more recent kaiju boom, with 2014, the MonsterVerse, Shin Godzilla, the recent kaiju boom that we're going through right now. A lot of people like to say that 2014 started that. In a way, it did because it was Godzilla. But I think that Pacific Rim, because Pacific Rim came out a year earlier.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim was a kaiju film, and people saw that and was like, you know what? What would happen if they made a Godzilla film like that? A year later, we got 2014. So I think Pacific Rim deserves a lot more credit for starting this kaiju boom, more so than the 2014 Godzilla. That's just my opinion.
What year did Cloverfield come out?
That fight scene in that first Pacific Rim, man, it was like it showed you how they can make the kaijus that big in a fight scene on screen. Because that fight scene, man, in the city when Gypsy Danger showed up was just off the chain.
Yeah, that went hard.
Yeah, but Cloverfield came out in 2018.
Yeah.
Came out in 2018. But again, in my opinion, this more kaiju boom.
Yeah.
And again, Pacific Rim was made by Legendary. I think Pacific Rim really was the catalyst that got everything that we're getting right now.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I do too. Second one, I just like the special effects. It was some of the robots.
Yeah.
Some of the Jaegers in the second one. The cast just kind of was like, how do you get all these kids? It was just who had all these kids at the end of the earth while the earth is dying.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me back up. And thanks for correcting me, Kyle. Actually, it's not 2018 with Cloverfield. Cloverfield came out in 2008.
2008, yeah.
2008, my bad. 2008.
That was one of my favorites too.
Yeah, I knew it had an 8 in it, but I was, I was like a decade apart from that one. Good Lord. My bad.
I was still like 2018. That sounds a little too recent, but okay.
When I said that, I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, I hope nobody catches that. But hey.
I was thinking, I was like, wait a minute, Cloverfield kind of old.
I mean, but John wouldn't know the difference because he ain't like he's seen the movie anyway. So we could have got away with it. We could have got away with it.
John, it came out last week. John.
No. Cloverfield, it made everyone say, well, the approach they took to shooting the monster. It was like, a Godzilla movie or something. Is this the future where we, and it never really, no one ever really has gone there since. It was a new perspective, I thought, a fresh perspective. Right. But it is kind of late in the boom to have been a part of it. But I thought it has a place,
It does.
In there, what we have.
Listen, to answer that question, what I would pick, I would probably do Gypsy Danger because I love that Jaeger with the swords, and I will pick my wife because she and I are compatible, but I can't do to her what the guy did to the girl in the Jaeger, because remember, he was like the season pilot and she was new, and there were times he was like yelling at her like, Monkey, empty the clip, get it, do it. I'm sorry, I can't do that to my wife because we end up fighting each other. Imagine the Jaeger fighting each other. Right. So I can't do that, but that's what I will pick. Gypsy Danger with my beautiful wife, Sandra. All right. Now let's go to another film celebrating an anniversary. Actually, 2 of them. And they're 2 Mechagodzilla films. You know where I'm going with this. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 and Godzilla X Mothra X Mechagodzilla Tokyo SOS. All right. In your opinion, which film you like better? Which Mechagodzilla celebrated anniversary this year do you like better? 93 or 2003? Kaiju Kim, go.
93, for sure. Yes. Because baby Godzilla.
All right.
So cute.
93, easy.
I like 93. Definitely.
And let's go for the clean sweep. 93. Look, I don't think it has any real flaws, and the to put Godzilla down with the second brain, I mean, it was just epic.
Yeah.
Then in Rodan, I mean, it's something, and the soundtrack was spot on. Everything about that thing was great.
Yeah.
I know Mechagodzilla's design wasn't necessarily the height of Mechagodzilla, but the drama and the story was great.
I would say, because honestly, these are like two of my least favorite Mechagodzilla films, but I will probably go with 93 for one reason and one reason only. Ifekube's score. Like his theme for Mechagodzilla, sets it over. Score. Yeah, I love his theme for that. You know, again, it's not a film that I go back to all too often, but between those two, I like 93 more. And honestly, Tokyo SOS, I've seen it, but that's one of those Godzilla films that always puts me to sleep. Like I can't, for some reason, I can't get through it. Like I love the Mothra tie-in, and I love how the Kiryu films really. It's a shame we didn't see this like pay out, you know, with the final film in the Millennium series. But the Kiryu films brought in the Gargantuas in the Godzilla universe. You know what I'm saying? It opened up the world to so many possibilities. You know, so I do appreciate the film for doing that. But for some reason, I just can't get into it. I think that also that dude that works on Mechagodzilla that somewhat has he has a personal connection with Mechagodzilla on the creepy side. You know, like, I mean, if you say something bad about Mechagodzilla, he like flips out. He's, you know, like that dude. I don't know. But between the two, it's got to be 93. All right, let's go to one of our favorite films. At least one of the films that we grew up watching. Godzilla vs. Megalon, celebrating an awesome 50th anniversary this year. Point blank, what is your favorite moment from Megalon? What is your favorite moment?
I have two favorite moments, and they were both mentioned earlier in the stream. First is, you know, like I think Marcellus mentioned it when Godzilla hops on Jet Jaguar's back, and then Jet gets out of the way, and then Godzilla just starts like, yeah. And then, you know, that silly theme song like, yeah, Godzilla. Like, you can't like it's just I just feel like a little kid every time I watch that movie. I love it. And then of course the drop kick. Come on now. I think we all
yeah.
Come on
now. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I can't really disagree, Kim. It has to be the drop kick. Drop kick is absolutely amazing, and of course, Jet Jaguar's theme song.
Yeah, I was there. Yes.
The Utopia's Big Pimp speech at I don't care. That brother was wearing the white boots and all them dancers.
Yeah, he was stunting.
Announcing Megalon's arrival on the Earth. That was dope. And I love when Jet Jag was about to run into the helicopter and they stopped to go get Godzilla. Yeah, that little build up right there. And the hit right there. Turns around and go. You be like, yeah, we're gonna get back up. I love that right there. I love that. That was tight right there.
And the funny thing about that is like this guy that just comes out of nowhere talking about, you know, the I forgot his name. I think Ibuki, whatever his name is, the one that built Jet Jaguar. Yeah. This random guy just walks up to the military and says, you know what? I got an idea. We can send my robot to get Godzilla and bring him here. And the military general was like, okay.
Right.
Let's try that.
That's not bad.
Right.
I'm like, don't we need to consult the prime minister or the cabinet? Or
they're like, nah,
we ain't got time for that.
This movie is getting too long. We have to get
gotta love the show period. Only in show can you get away with that. That's why I love the show period.
Great Emperor.
All right, John, go ahead.
Okay. My favorite scene is a little, you know, very quick, but it's pretty cool. Is when they went to the model shop to get the
plane.
Yeah. Because that's very much that time, you know, and that little model shop. You can still find those old little model shops in Japan. That'll just, you know, it's like, oh man. And on the Still Adrian's, the end credits when they send it, you know, put put what's the name on the shoulders and sing Jaguar. Yeah, closing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many cool scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, the dam is awesome. I mean, that was but those two stand out to me.
Yeah.
I got two, and of course, I always go back to the moment that made me a fan in the first place. It's the first thing I saw in this movie that immediately made me a fan, and it's the scene where Jet Jaguar is over Godzilla in the ocean, and they're making their way towards Japan with that heroic music in the background. It's like, again, I did not know what that robot was. I did not know what that monster was, but I'm like, I'm on board. Just I'll figure it out once we get into it. But that moment is like, just that always gets me pumped because justice is on his way. Yeah. Megalon, your days are numbered, buddy. He's coming.
Another one of my favorite moments is when he finally shows up to the fight. And he's like, yeah, I'm on my way to steal your girl.
Yes.
Time out. Megalon was fighting for justice. We got it all backward.
Right.
I come out of that movie all conflicted.
Right.
Can't be dropping.
No, Megalon was not fighting for justice because he did not get his own wake-up song like Mothra did. Megalon, wake up!
They were down there performing though in slow motion.
He had dances though. They was throwing it down in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia.
That's what
John, are we really going there? Like, you really gonna are you gonna try and flip it? So Megalon is the
I'm keeping it real though. I'm keeping it real.
So we've been brainwashed for all these many years. We've been rooting for the wrong guy. Is that what you're saying?
This might have been the first mess up, Godzilla made.
Kyle, if you can hear me, can you put a graphic down there like the one that you reserved for me and my opinions? The opinions of John Ruffin do not reflect. He's trying to get us kicked off YouTube. What's wrong with him?
Oh no!
I'm saying. I get it, but let's not think about that. Let's not think about that. We're not trying to have a Dark Knight Rises moment where we realize everything was a lie. No, we're going to keep that lie. We're going to keep it moving.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to keep that. I mean, that's one lie we're going to stick to. Daggone it.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it, basically. Okay. And my second moment is kind of a funny moment. I don't know if y'all caught this, but every time I see it, I just get a little chuckle about it. But it's at the very, very end after Megalon and Gigan are defeated and they've been driven away. And Jet Jaguar walks up to Godzilla, and Godzilla got his hand out, and they're shaking hands. Right? He had that music in the background, and the characters from a distance are like, yeah. Then all of a sudden, Godzilla just snatched his hand away and walks off.
All right, that's enough interruption. I'm going back home.
Yeah. Like basically saying, if next time you upstage me in my movie, I'm gonna whack the crap out of you. Like watching that time, Godzilla takes his hand and snatches away from and just turns around and walks away.
He turned around and walked away like, and I gotta go back to my Thundercats and my chocolate milk.
I just thought of another favorite moment. Godzilla just gets done like shoving a tree and he just kind of like tosses it behind him.
But you know what? It's funny when you sit down and think about it, kind of like what John said, right? Technically, Megalon was defending his territory. I get all that. But also when you think about it as a whole, when it comes to Megalon as a film, because this film gets blasted by a lot of Godzilla fans because of the stock footage, because it's goofy, because it's a children's movie. But again, a lot of those children became Godzilla fans because of it. But it's funny because this film, again, was not originally meant for Godzilla. It was originally meant for Jet Jaguar, right? And Megalon to a certain extent. Then they realized, oh crap, we need more star power. So we bring in Godzilla, but he gets top billing, but he's treated like a side character, right? But he's absent for majority of the movie, but really it's Jet Jaguar's movie. but yet Godzilla's reputation is the one that suffers the most because of this movie, a lot of casual fans would not become a Godzilla fan. So it's kind of really, it's like a weird dynamic, you know. It was fun for us, but the casual fans saw that and was like, nope, ain't doing it. Ain't doing it. So, and this film wasn't even originally meant for Godzilla. It wasn't meant for him, but he still, in a way, kind of suffers for it. I think that's kind of lame. What do y'all think about that?
No, I agree completely.
Same.
Yeah,
it just makes me sad that people don't just appreciate the goofiness of these later Showa Godzilla films, because the goofiness is part of the charm. Like the bad dubbing, this wacky plot. It's all fun. Like at the end of the day, movies are just entertainment. Like remove the stick from your butt and just have a good time.
Exactly.
Can I share? This is an old memory. 1979, Fangoria magazine came out, the premiere, and it was my Godzilla Bible for a number of years, up until about 84. And I had never seen Godzilla vs. Megalon. And in that, they had one photo, and they talked about the movie, and they have that classic shot of Godzilla over top of Megalon, like standing over.
Yeah.
And I, for years, just wanted to, what is this Godzilla movie? And so it just raised the expectations. And I loved it when I saw it. And I still love it. But it will always hold a special meaning, for me. Because absolutely. And again, there are so many great things celebrating anniversaries this year. Of course, we can't cover every single one. But we have a lot to really be thankful for in terms of anniversaries, and it's going to be nice to see Megalon in particular gets hopefully some love from a lot of people with reinterpretations or videos examining the movie, whatever. The same way Gigan got a lot of love last year. I think a lot of people came around to Gigan just a little bit. Hope the same happens for Megalon, as well as King Kong and the Mechagodzilla films, Pacific Rim. So we have lots to look forward to, and between all of us, we're all going to cover it in some way, shape, or form on our respective platforms. Now, before we get into the collectibles side, because we got like 35 more minutes, then we're out of here, let's talk about what we're most looking forward to in the future. First and foremost, we got the earth-shattering news a few months ago that Toho is bringing another live-action new Godzilla film within a handful of months. So, basically, briefly, what are you most looking forward to when it comes to that film? Kaiju Kim, go.
I'm just looking forward to seeing it, basically. I'm just happy that we're getting another live action Godzilla film from Toho.
Yeah,
like that's like it's gonna feel like a legit Godzilla film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's taking place like right after like the war, if I'm not mistaken. Like so I think that'll be interesting. I feel like that's nothing we've really seen before, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that.
Yeah, supposedly this is supposed to take place post World War II.
Yeah.
Which basically would mean that it would predate 1954. But we don't know if this film leads into 1954 or it's going to be a singular, isolated movie like Shin Godzilla. Yeah. I think that's a cool thing, because the more you know, the more it's not going to really be exciting or interesting for you. I think they should handle this the way they handle the marketing for Shin Godzilla. Keep it very vague, show enough, but keep it vague enough where we don't know what's going on.
Cloverfield, yes.
Yeah. Adrian, what about you?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to what Godzilla design they use, or if are we gonna get a whole brand new Godzilla design, or are we gonna get something kind of that was already used before? That's really what I'm excited about the most. Because even though Shin Godzilla's design it still is very controversial. I definitely grew to love it, and so did a lot of people as well. So I'm very excited to see what type of Godzilla we see in this film.
Yes.
I still think that G means gargantuan, but anyway. I haven't lost faith. I'm with Adrian. A couple things. I want to see a really, really good story.
Always.
And I hope they do like a really dope design that we haven't seen, and somehow give a twist in there where we'll see a new kaiju in there.
Ooh.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping something happens where they throw a new kaiju in there and we see a new type of suit that almost resemble the old Showa one, but then something that's just like did you see that new suit? Like, I want something like that. So I'm excited.
You hit a lot there. a lot. That it would be now. This would be a little crazy if they added a second kaiju. It would be interesting if it was Anguirus.
Yeah,
And a tie, a 55 kind of tie-in too.
Yep.
A little backstory.
Yep.
What I'm looking forward to is if they go there, I would love to see the or the experience of Dr. Serizawa in the war and what led to his injury, how he was injured. And I think he has a relationship with a German scientist, is it?
That's dope.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, it could get real interesting. Also, I'd love to see, Ogata's background or the love triangle thing kind of, or just if that's at play at that time.
Right.
And I would say the Godzilla that we might really see is a Godzilla before he's exposed to radiation, if they're tying into 54, because that doesn't really technically happen until March 1st of 1954 with the Bikini Atoll test.
Mm-hmm.
So this may be the Odo Island. I'm just saying, technically, if they're sticking with the 54 timeline, this is the legend of Odo Island. So it could get really interesting. And I want to still, I know David and I have talked about this before, but I'm always interested, which I think is the most important aspect of 1954, is what happens at the shrine when they do I think it's a kagura, I believe is what they call it, the ritual and the sacrificing of the girls, to Godzilla. I want all that. I want all that back stuff. Make it dark, make it uncomfortable, and Cloverfield that thing. Just show me Godzilla's leg. And then bring him over the hill again. I'm just saying, tie it in like the new, Rogue One and New Hope. Bring me right up to the door. That would be interesting. Bring it all the way up to the Iko Maru. Up to the eve of the bomb, or the lucky dragon going out to sea, or being out to sea. But that'd be fascinating.
Right.
Yeah.
Leslie, what do you think?
Because coincidentally, aren't they making a movie this year? Who was the guy that made the original bomb in the first place? What's his name? Oppenheimer? Who is that? Have y'all heard of that name? Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan, who did the most recent Batman movies, the trilogy. I think he's doing a story about that guy that made that. So it's interesting that we get that movie and now a new Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
But the one, I'm going this blind. I really don't want to know too much more about it than I would normally do in any other situation. But the only thing I ask is that I just want this to be a solo Godzilla film. I said it many times before, because I think there's a lot of mileage in Godzilla versus humanity stories. And we've seen Godzilla fight monsters enough. And I know that's part of the reason why a lot of us became fans in the first place. But I'm a fan of 85. I like Shin Godzilla. I don't mind going back to the 54. So again, I think this movie should be Godzilla versus humanity. It should be presented as a situation that's like how humanity is going to overcome something like that. What the 54 did, what 84 did, what Shin did, really. I just want to see that, and then we'll go back to the Godzilla fight monsters, because we're going to get it. Because obviously, this is not going to be the last live action Toho film that they do for Godzilla. So you already know they're going to bring other monsters into the fray after this one. But that's one thing I would like to see. If it doesn't, I'm still going to watch it, and I know I'm going to enjoy it. But again, the fact that they kept it under wraps, because honestly, in this day and age, it's hard to keep anything under wraps. Yeah. So when I saw my phone on Godzilla Day, first thing that morning, and I saw from David Doutko, the first thing I saw was that. I was like, what? We got a new Godzilla. Because I knew about the MonsterVerse, right? But when they said Toho, really? Oh my God! So this is like a great moment for us Kaiju fans, because again, if you like the MonsterVerse, you got that. If you want the more thought-provoking, more serious to the character, you got Toho. To me, Kaiju fans are winning on both sides, and we have nothing to complain about. That's Not to mention Gamera is out there doing this thing, Yes. So we got lots to really be excited about, but it's going to be interesting to see what this new movie is going to be about. And I think within a handful of months, maybe WonderFest next week, we may get some images on what that new design is going to look like. You never know. I told Kyle, like, if you see it, call call me.
When I was
See it, call me.
when I was at Wonderfest in 2016, they had a whole display for Shin Godzilla.
That's
They
what I'm
had
saying.
The maquettes and everything. So it was like they were spoiling the movie in a way, but it will be interesting. Please look out, look everywhere, because Kyle, you guys might run into something. You never know.
Right.
Big time.
Now, one last thing before we get to the collectibles. Of course, I alluded to it earlier with next year. Oh my God, next year, 2024. There are so many anniversaries celebrating stuff next year. 54, Mothra vs. Godzilla, Ghidorah 3 the Monster, Mechagodzilla 74, Godzilla 84, Space Godzilla, Final Wars 2014. And if you want to go with another milestone anniversary, the 25th anniversary of Godzilla 1999, 2000, Gamera 1999, Gamera 3, celebrating 25 years next year. So that's lots to look forward to next year. But what are you most looking forward to in terms of a movie celebrating a milestone anniversary next year? Kaiju Kim, go.
Well, seeing as I'm a Godzilla enthusiast, I am looking forward to seeing what they do for Godzilla's 70th anniversary. And I'm also looking forward to, just seeing what else they come up with, I guess. There was something else. My brain farted, so I can't think of it right now, but yes.
Well, of course, I'm a little bit biased, but and of course, we're going to be talking about all these movies on MWA, but I'm really excited for the anniversary of 1984 because I'm praying for a gigantic 1984 Godzilla.
Oh yes.
You know it's coming. You already know it's coming.
It has to be.
Got to.
Please, for love of God.
It's going to be glorious.
I'm kind of looking forward to everything, but I am looking forward to exactly what Adrian has said. 84. If they're going to bring a different type of 84, we might get an 84 gigantic or something. I don't know, but I'm like, I'm just kind of looking forward to a little bit of everything. Surprise me.
Agreed. Surprise me. Now I want to see what this short will be.
Yes.
And if if they're going to do a Megalon short, are they going to make a new Jet Jaguar suit? And if I hope they open it up so everyone outside of Japan can contribute to the GoFundMe or whatever they use, Kickstarter or whatever.
Oh, they'll easily get that funded. Easily.
Yeah. I want to get in. But yeah, I would love to see a new Jet Jaguar suit, please, just because I can make that perfectly.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Obviously 70. I can't wait to see the new film, and I want to be really surprised with whatever they come up with for the 70th, like collectibles and stuff. I mean,
absolutely,
they could go hog wild. Some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, my go-to answer would be Mothra vs. Godzilla, but I love, already know I love that film. It's my favorite, but I'm not going to pick that one. I want to see a lot of love, and I'm interested to see what's going to come out in regards to Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 1974. I want to basically 2 words: Imposter Godzilla. Just give it.
Please.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Bring it. Or King Caesar or something.
Caesar's statue, a big one.
Yeah.
So please,
it's going to be. And again, S Plus is not the only company out there. You got Spiral Studios, you got Prime One, you got Omega. Nope, I ain't doing that one. But you got. I'm sorry, but I got to keep it real. Okay, we got Spiral Studios, we got X Plus, we got Mondo, we got Prime One, we got oh boy, and that's it. So we got a whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of companies coming out the woodwork offering these collectibles. So next year, again, if you thought this year is going to be crazy, and it is, prepare thigh wallets for next year, because next year is going to be crazy. All right. So that's going to do it with the movie portion of this show. We got 20 more minutes, then we're out of here. But of course, this is Collect All Monsters, and we got to talk about a few of our favorite collectibles before we roll up out of here. I chose my awesome guest to pick 3, just random. Just pick, 3 of your favorite collectibles and all the good stuff. So we're going to start with the one and only Kaiju Kim. What is your first pick of one of your favorite collectibles?
I guess I picked some things that I've gotten since last year, because I already showed this guy. I think I showed this guy last year. I think he's my favorite.
Yeah, show it again. Show it again.
Fantastic.
Look at him.
Yeah.
I love him so much. He's my favorite. This is my favorite. Let's see. I got these guys for Christmas this year, so I got. These are premium Bandai, Sanda, and Gaira. So, yeah, that's awesome. And I also got something else that's kind of adorable. This is actually I got this as a late birthday present from a friend of mine. So
okay,
it's a Singular Point Rodan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, very cool. Love that movie. Yes.
Look at his little toys.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
I love Singular Point. And that Rodan. The Rodan.
Okay, and that was my stuff.
Good.
So some of my stuff is some of the stuff I want to bring up is downstairs because it's way too big to bring up. So if y'all watch my channel, y'all know what it is. But what I did end up bringing up was the first thing, the 30 centimeter Hedora.
Yeah.
I swear I didn't know how big this thing was, so I opened it and Jesus Christ, this is a ridiculously sized figure. And the top that, the Godzilla,
that's a monster.
Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
This thing is a absolute, like John said, it's a monster, it's a beast. I absolutely love this thing. Not my favorite thing I got this year, but it's absolutely incredible. It is. It's the new modern take of Godzilla that if you get this in the movie, I'm not gonna be mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course, y'all know I had to bring up the 1975 MM28 Godzilla.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That's nice.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Say what?
This beautiful guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I absolutely love this thing. He's holding the Rick Mega Godzilla 75's head because, forget
that's
Mega Godzilla. What about you, Marcellus? I know you got a lot of goodies this
year. Oh,
Marcellus.
Lord.
Well, we're going to be here all night. Let's get back and relax on this one.
Lord, help me to hold out.
If you thought John was bad on Collect All Monsters, let's just kick our feet back.
I did get an MM28 Mega Godzilla 74 today.
Did you?
Yeah, I got one today.
Nice.
Dang.
I did.
Daggone it.
You got the goods coming in. I'm loving it.
This
wow. Oh, wow. I know.
I tell you, hey, this I ordered the 28 centimeter one. This thing is just absolutely incredible.
I see.
So you can send that over to me at 123 Internet Street.
The other one, I can't. And then this thing is ridiculous, but I think I can see it. You can see it over there, right? Let me see, right there. that Kaiju Freaks 30 centimeter King Ghidorah.
It's crazy.
It's insane. Listen, when I tell you that thing is insane, it is insane, man. And it's solid. That thing is completely solid. And then, yeah, I got another one.
That's fantastic.
And yeah, I'm putting this one together here, and I got Gaira back there, but I'm gonna do some things different with this one. Doc is the one who, Jake is the one who printed it, created it for me, and then Doc printed this really good for me. He went through different ones and really hit it for me. But these ones I'm going to really do from head to toe in the whole fur. I'm gonna do the whole
go
thing
for
in
it.
these.
Darn it.
Yeah, I'm excited about getting to this one. But I got a like I said, I got a 74 M1 M28 74 today. And I didn't want the X Plus one because it's the same pose as the resin. And man, that thing is amazing. Absolutely.
Oh, I know
Those
it
are
is.
a few things I got, it's just
Just
a lot,
a few.
man.
Just a few.
Just a few.
The 50 centimeter, I haven't even took it out. The 50 centimeter Minotaur and the 50 centimeter Talos. I haven't even pulled those things out, man. But the Minotaur is absolutely incredible. Like,
I noticed.
yeah. So yeah, I got quite a bit of stuff, man. And I hope my wife ain't watching this, but because she, hey, wait, let me tell you this. Let me show you this. Hold on.
Oh my.
Wait. Hey, because this is so dope. Hey, I be taking these to church with me.
All right,
Yo,
Pastor.
the lunch boxes, bro.
Oh, you
You got the lunch boxes. That's nice.
Yo, these lunch boxes are so dope.
Yes. Dope. I gotta get some of that.
I got a gigantic fat head. I'm airbrushing a King Kong versus Godzilla with the Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs. But of course, the Philadelphia Eagles just smashed them. I'll have that done in the next couple days. They got a lot of stuff going on. You already know, John. And here's the crazy thing. I'm still contemplating what I'm doing tonight because I was going to do it between Gyra and Sanda, and Gyra was going to have on the Eagles jersey.
Yes.
So, I'm going to show y'all that when I get it done. I'm going to have it done in a couple of days. It's going to be crazy, y'all.
Please get that.
It's going to be. I'm starting on it tonight. It's going to be crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got so many things, man. It's this community has just been a blessing. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's man. Pastor, we're gonna pray for you.
He needs it. He needs it.
He needs prayer. In the upper room. We're going to the upper room.
Hey, did y'all see my birthday? Man, they put figures everywhere on 25 tables. They had my figures everywhere. It was absolutely amazing for my 50. We had 170 people there.
That's awesome.
Man, they made that thing. They had a Godzilla cake. They had a Godzilla.
That's awesome.
But they kept it grown and elegant.
Yes.
I was trying to figure out how my sisters all over were going to do that. I just kept seeing boxes and boxes and boxes coming. It was absolutely amazing, man. So anyway,
it was amazing. Like go to his Facebook page. Go to his Facebook page, and you'll see the pictures and all that good stuff. Like there's it's like an elegant banquet hall.
It was,
but like every other table, there's like a gigantic Gamera.
Wow.
I mean, I blame his wife for this one because they brought the Omega Beast up there, and I made a joke. I made a joke. I'm like, I thought this was a classy event. Why are you bringing that thing up?
So wait, I told her what Leslie said, right? And Leslie, I got to show you this picture because she took the new Shin and just put it at a display table by itself and just made that thing, man, so elegant. So it was like the signing table as soon as you come in.
Nice.
I gotta send you a picture of that one, man. It was amazing.
But it was great. It was great seeing that, seeing the love and all that good stuff. But most of all, it was great seeing Marcellus have a good time, even though his outfit looked like he was cosplaying as Two-Face from Batman Forever. Like half of his outfit was gold and the other half was white. I'm like, are you a black Two-Face? Like, what are you trying to do?
So wait, John, I'm gonna put up the video. I had a dope intro though, right? Because everything just stopped and you start hearing Godzilla roaring through the building.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was wild.
The music hit and then it came in. Yeah, it was. I went all out, man.
That's
I went all out.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I went all out. They did an amazing.
That's sweet. That's
And Leslie, don't call my outfit. I had that tailor made out of Japan.
You sure did.
wow.
It's like you had tailor made by two blind folks that just were like.
When you sent me that picture, me and my wife was on the Lord, Lord, help this.
Like seriously, after we done with this show in 10 minutes, go to his Facebook page and scroll down. It's gonna take you a few seconds, but scroll down. You'll see all his birthday pics from. It just happened 2 weeks ago, so it's fairly recent.
Yeah.
You'll see all of his pictures, and that outfit is like 2 different ideas. It's like he's bad guy in one and a good guy in another one. So again, he was cosplaying as Two-Face from Batman Forever. I saw that. I expected Batman to come into the picture like 5 seconds later.
That's getting it done.
Oh my God.
Dope. God was terrible. That's weird.
I was killing them.
You're killing me right now.
Oh my God. John, go ahead, man.
That's black excellence, man.
I lost a lung over here. I lost a lung.
Oh, I love it.
Oh God, going back to Gotham City, man. Going back to Gotham City.
I knew it was coming.
All right, John, what you got? What 3 things you got, man?
Oh, snaps. Well, Pastor, I pray that you are sometimes coming from the text of Toho. And you know, because monsters do preach.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm serious. Some Sundays, knowledge, monsters are deep.
Yep, I'll be
Look at all their backstories, where they come from.
I sure do.
Monsters are men in suits, but we make our monsters.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Yeah, but they're not Batman villains, though. Batman.
There he is, John.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
All right, what you got, man? What you got, John?
The pinnacle for me last year, by God's grace, I finally got one. So we gonna call it the board. It's the Jumbosaurus. That was like finding one was like the height of my Godzilla Holy Grail list.
Oh wow, look at the face. That face.
That was so.
Yeah, that face is nice.
These 2 other items are right up there for me because they just have a deeper nostalgia to them. This is a boarding, and I've shared this on Collect All Monsters. This is a boarding pass. Let's see if I can get this here.
Okay.
To the Queen Corral in 1974.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
So we could all join our heroes as they made their way to Okinawa.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yes, so you can see the ship on there.
Yeah.
It's got the date
that's cool.
on there. Yeah, and that's something. So that was to find that was like, oh man, that's crazy.
Wow, that is
Yes.
cool.
That's crazy.
And back in the day, you know, we grew up. Well, no, you know, I grew up when there was no VCRs had not been created, and all we had were Super 8 films, and I'd open up Famous Monsters of Filmland and see those Godzilla Super 8 reels. But you know, we had a Super 8 projector, but I didn't have any Godzilla movies. So to be able to go and find a little piece of Shodai Godzilla, it's about 20 minutes of the original. You can still get these, but it's really cool to actually have a film. You know, a little piece of the film.
That's dope.
So that was another cool find.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
Let's see.
That's real dope there.
My 3 things gonna be real quick with mine. I've been getting more so into this film lately, and thank you, Kim, for bringing this film up. I do believe a lot of people should go back to this film. Of course, Godzilla's Revenge, All Monsters Attack, and I got this awesome kit that both Steve Serajoli and David Abdalko painted for me, or at least they painted. And I eventually got my hands on it. And recently, I came into my room and I saw this, like, you know what? I got to go back to Godzilla's Revenge, and I fall in love with this kit more so now, far more than I ever did. But I got I think it's a Su or Sai Kubo, I think, 35 centimeter Gabra.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, I got that coming.
You got that coming?
Yeah, I actually got to go pick it up. Yep.
Okay,
I saw
man.
you. That thing is amazing.
Hey, if you need more pictures, I can send you some. But this thing is, in my opinion, like the best Gabber out there. I mean, there are other great Gabber kits out there. You know, Burley Veins, Radioactive Resin made one. Resin Chef made a cool Gabber. But I think that, this is probably the best Gabber that is out there. And that's, again, I said, you don't hear that often, the best Gabber.
You're right.
So, yeah, this is real cool.
That thing is amazing.
Yeah, it's like I saw it and I was like, I forgot I do have that, and I just fell in love with it all over again.
Yeah.
Of course, the birthday boy, the 30 centimeter X Plus Megalon,
Beautiful.
2021 figure of the year for X Plus. Got to show him some love.
Great figure.
Again, like Kim, we really need to show this film and this guy some love because again, it's not his fault that the film maybe wasn't on the level as like Monster Zero or Biollante or GMK or whatever, but again, this monster and this film are a lot of the reasons why we are here right now doing what we do. Exactly. So for nothing else, he deserves credit for that alone. So Megalon, and of course another birthday boy celebrating 30 years this year. Of course, the X Plus 1993 Godzilla, the standard edition. I do have the Disco Rick version with the glitter, but I want to showcase this one off, who recently just got a reissue with light up fins. But this is the first issue of this guy, and again, nice figure. So between Gabber and Godzilla and Megalon, and of course all the stuff that y'all fine folks just talked about, we have some nice collectibles in our hands. And that's pretty much going to do it for this show. Again, year 3 of the African Americans Kaiju fans / collectors discussion. Want to thank every single body who is here in the chat. Y'all were awesome the whole time. Y'all were vibrant with your conversation, with your comments. Thank you for being so cool. Thank you for being so respectful. And again, we just wanted to come up here in honor of Black History Month as African Americans and say, you know what? We are proud to be a part of this community. We are proud to be amongst y'all, our fellow Kaiju fans. We're not trying to say we're better than anybody else, but we're just here to celebrate, Black History Month and honor of us being African Americans. So thank you to everybody that has supported that. That really means a lot. You have no idea how much that means for all of us. So before we get up out of here, again, I want to So first and foremost, I want to thank Kyle Yount, the man behind the camera. Thank you for producing. Thank you very much. You did an awesome job. You did a great job. And of course, I want to thank the one, the only Miss Kaiju Kim. You've been gone for about a minute, but you're set to return. Set to return. So please plug what you got coming up real soon, please.
All right. So next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time is the season 3 premiere of my live talk show, Chill with Kaiju Kim, where I talk with fellow Kaiju fans about, pretty much anything as long as it's family friendly and doesn't spark a heated debate. So that's coming up, and I've been making shorts lately, so look out for that as well. And I also have some more edited content that I've got cooking up in my brain here that I'm going to post this year. So look out for that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And of course, Adrian Settle, Godzilla Train 1090. He's one of the front runners at the Monsters with Attitude show. He has his own YouTube show. Again, thank you for being here, brother. You have been here since day one. Thank you so much. What do you got coming up on your respective platforms?
Thank you for having me, Les. It's always an honor to be on the show. Be on the show with you always. This early this morning, I released my review on the 2004 Final Wars Godzilla. So go check that out on Godzilla Train 1090. Monsters with Attitude, our next show is going to be February 25th. Yeah, February 25th. I'm going to be discussing the Showa Gamera series. So I'm really excited about that. And again, if you haven't yet, go get your copy of Kaiju Ramen 6 and 7. That's all I got.
Awesome.
All right. And of course, Marcellus Winters, thank you for being here. We missed you last year. You couldn't make it last year, but you were here on the first one. So it's nice to have you back here. Oh my God, you have come into your own again recently as one of the go-to artists in our community when it comes to model kits. Even though I haven't got that reference check yet, but I'm still looking in the mail for it. Like every other day, I'm like this. Okay, it'll be here tomorrow. Okay, it'll be tomorrow. Okay, it'll be tomorrow. No, seriously. You are an incredible artist. I've seen you grow. I've seen you express passion into your projects, and now to see you have your clientele building up, and now you get commissions. And I'm living proof because I got a few of his works, and I'm not done yet. So it's great to see you flourish and grow, not only as a collector but as an artist. And again, not to mention you're a pastor, you're a motivational speaker. You're just an awesome human being through and through. So thank you for being a part of the show. And what do you have coming up?
I really appreciate that. I have dinner with the president at 6 o'clock, and then I have to go talk to the Philadelphia Eagles at 7 o'clock. No, I'm just playing. Don't tell nobody. Just watch what I got coming. I got some things coming. You'll see. It's one of the things where I just don't want to. You'll see. I got some things coming out.
Be on the lookout.
But I do want to just say thank you guys so much. This whole community means so much to me. It's a big part of my life. It has been a real blessing to my life. It's been a lot of fun. Some of the most awesome people on the face of this earth is in this groups. And I just appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you. John, every time I'm on here with you, man, I always learn something profound about what we do outside of just collecting. And everybody's personalities on here are just amazing. And I just love being a part. And Leslie, I can't ever thank you enough, my brother. You have just been a real blessing to me, man. And I appreciate you. My brothers, my sisters. I just love you guys. I love this whole community. Amen. I do. I really do. It means so much to me. It really does. It really does. So I thank you guys.
And of course, John Ruffin, goes without saying, one of the awesome co-hosts on Collect All Monsters, another strong pillar in our community with his photography. And you know what? Also his wisdom, because again, he brings wisdom.
Absolutely.
And he brings perspectives into these films that are often dismissed as children kiddie films. But having a conversation with that brother will make you change your mind about a lot of things.
Yeah,
so again, I want to thank you, John, for being here. You've always been here. You've always been supportive. Really do appreciate it. So what do you have coming up?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Leslie, for inviting me, and being with all of you is a highlight of the year. And thank you, Leslie. You're like the glue. You bring us together, and I appreciate that.
Well, like Gorilla Glue, but I get you.
I've been doing, I've been more caught up in, I haven't done as much toy photography as of late, but I've just been enjoying doing deep dives into various interesting things in Godzilla movies. My favorite hero in Ebera is not the human characters, but the Yalen. And you should, when you watch that movie, that's the Yalen, the yacht is just as much a part of the film as the human characters.
Wow.
And so I wrote a blog about that. I think it's really fascinating to look at the Yalen. And the other thing, go watch The Last Dinosaur from 1970, 77?
77, yep.
Yeah, because that's Godzilla. That's Godzilla in a lot of ways on Odo Island.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That. Go watch it, because there's a little bit of Godzilla's voice, a little bit of Gorosaurus. I tell you, that could be Godzillasaurus from Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Go watch that and just compare those movies, and it makes you so. Those are the things I've been blogging about, and I find real interesting.
But don't get thrown off by that ballad in the beginning of the movie, because that ballad is kind of out of place.
The ballad is about what's his name, the old
man, Thrust.
But it's also about the dinosaur too. But apply that to Godzilla is interesting. Those lyrics.
It's just the style of music. It's kind of like that love song at the end of '84. It's kind of like that. It's
you're right.
It's a catchy tune, but it's like, does it really belong here? But I don't really care because it does sound kind of catchy.
It's so 70s.
Basically. So 70s.
I was always when I was mesmerized back in that year when it came on ABC. That movie stuck with me, and I only recently watched it again, and I was just struck by this is Godzilla. This could be Godzilla's backstory.
It is in so many ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. For me, of course, you already know I made a recent announcement. I made an announcement last year on this stream, coincidentally, but I made it official a couple of days ago on my channel, Leslie Chambers Kaiju Reviews. That again, This will be the final year I'm going to be doing regular content on the channel. I'm still going to do I'm still going to do content here on Collect All Monsters, but it won't be as fluid as I was on my regular channel because again, I've been doing this for 10 years and I've done pretty much all I can do, and I want to support the great content providers that that you see here, Kaiju Kim, Godzilla Train 1090, Monster with Attitude, Eric Stolt, there are a lot of great people out there doing their thing for the right reasons to uplift this hobby and to create more awareness for our hobby, to invite newer fans, to entertain the older fans, and so that's great. So I want to be more so like help with ideas, like if y'all need show ideas, if you need questions, I can help you out with that, but still, I'm going to still create content for Collect All Monsters. But again, Leslie Chambers Kaiju reviews, as far as regular content, will be coming to an end come December. I'm going to do after the weekend before, after the December episode of Collect All Monsters, I'm going to do a live stream, going away live stream. Y'all all invited. So if you want to come in and say hello and, have like a great send off, to my, y'all are more than welcome to do so. I would love to have you. I'll reach out to you more about that when we get closer to that time. But as far as Collect All Monsters, again, next weekend, if you're on the Collect All Monsters, Monster Collectors Facebook group, of course, Kyle Young, he's taking a group of people over to Japan next weekend. They're going to be at Wonderfest. So expect a lot of live coverage videos from that show. Yeah, it's going to be great. We get to see the model kits, the figures, the statues. And again, we might get our first glimpse at the new Godzilla there. You never know. Never say never, so we got that going on. Then the following weekend is our February episode of Collect All Monsters, where the whole gang will be here. So we're going to have you on lock. And I'm sure after that weekend, the Monster with Attitude is going to have their show. So Saturday, February 18th is going to be our next episode of Collect All Monsters with the whole crew. And as far as side projects, again, on Collect All Monsters this year at some point, we're going to do a 1954 Godzilla versus 33 King Kong discussion. Of course, everybody here, you're more welcome to join myself, Kyle, and David. When we do that, you're more welcome to join. Of course, myself, John, and Marcellus, going towards the tail end of March, we're going to do a Terror of Mechagodzilla film and collectible discussion. We got that going on. All right. On March 4th on Collect All Monsters, myself, David Ab Dobko, Mark Sang Yang, Marcellus Winters, Steve Savageli, Robert Trock, and Steve Herring and Burley Vang and a couple other artists are going to get together, have a model kit and show on March 4th. So we got that going on. Myself, David Eric Dotco, and Michael Hamilton are going to have a King Ghidorah collectible and film discussion. You know what I'm saying? So we got lots of content planned for you wonderful folks in this year of Collect All Monsters. So between myself, Collect All Monsters, John Ruffin, of course, Kaiju Kim, Monster with Attitude, Godzilla Train 1090, Eric Stolt, Marcellus Winters, John Ruffin with MyKaiju.com. We will definitely keep you entertained for the foreseeable future. And again, thank you to everybody that is here. Kim, Adrian, Marcellus, and John. Happy Black History Month to all of you. Happy Black History Month to everybody that's in the chat that stuck with us for all these 2 hours. We really do appreciate it. We really do appreciate your support, your kindness. Thank you so much. All right. Now I'm gonna do what Kyle does at the end of every single episode of Collect All Monsters. I can't do it as epic as him, but I'm gonna try and get a 1.5. All right, so let's do this. Thank you so much. All right, our planet may be doomed, our Earth devastated, the monsters are in revolt, and civilization is in chaos. We must unite. Say it with me. And collect all monsters. Yeah, have a good night. Woo-hoo!
I'm gonna put my suit back on.
There you go.
Good night, everybody.
All right, see ya.